Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Friday and it is September 25th. Now we don't have any meetings to report today, but we do have two very special guests on the show today. We have Jeff Parker, who is here with a Laguna Woods Village update. And then we also have Annie McCary, who is here with a Third Mutual special report. And she is here live with us, so we'll go ahead and have her on right after Jeff. Now let's go ahead and give you our regular resources. We have some important information regarding the levels that we're at here, and Jeff and I will go over that looking at the website, but it's covid19.ca.gov is where you can get the governor's reopening plans, excuse me, and then you can go to ochealthinfo.com for all of the numbers, and that is what we will be showing you today. You could also go to the hotline, which is 714-834-2000. You could go to our website, which is lagunawoodsvillagealerts.com, and that's where you can get all of the local information. And then you could send an email to info@lagunawoodsvillage.com. Now, our weather is looking pleasant this week. We actually woke up to some fog this morning. Well, that was a rarity. We haven't seen that in a while. Today, 81-63, it's pleasant. Tomorrow, 80-63. Then we get a little warmer on Sunday, 83-64. And then Monday and Tuesday, we are looking at very warm temperatures, 88-67 and 89-65. But we'll keep an eye on that and see if that sticks. Let's go ahead and take a look at our travel weather slide. If you are heading to the beaches, it looks like a pleasant 74-61. Mammoth, 75-34, and Big Bear, 76-42. And Palm Springs is still holding in the triple digits, 103 with an overnight of 74. Now our sunrise this morning was 6:42, and I wish I woke up to that picture. And the sunset today is 6:44. That photo is sent, or 6:45. That photo was sent to us by Sue and Jules Anderson, and that is Maui. Love it. Thank you so much. And if you have a landscape photo that you would like to share with us, or something around here, or a trip, please email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Now, when we return, we will sit down with Jeff Parker. Stay tuned.
This election, all Californians will be able to vote safely from home. Every active registered voter will receive a vote-by-mail ballot with a unique barcode. You can track it using Where's My Ballot, and you'll receive automatic notifications by text, email, or voice call to let you know the status of your ballot once you mail it, drop it off at your polling place, or at a drop box. Vote-by-mail ballots. Simple, safe, secure, counted. Learn more at vote.ca.gov.
By staying home, the community of Orange County has made a difference. But doing so shouldn't mean putting your own health at risk. Hogue wants you to know that safe, quality care is available. Don't ignore or delay the medical attention you need. From routine checkups to revolutionary treatments, Hogue is here for you, just as we have been for almost 70 years. Like no other time before, your healthcare choices matter. Get the care you need from the name you trust.
Hi, I'm Vince Ferragamo. I spent some of my best years as an NFL quarterback, but today I've got a new team, and we're helping seniors who spent their best years fighting for our country, defending our freedom, and informing the nation. Our hometown heroes need help. AgeWell Senior Services is their lifeline. Nonprofit AgeWell can do all of this because you care enough to give. Please join me in supporting AgeWell. Donate today.
Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure for those coping with Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
Welcome back. Well, I have Jeff Parker here who's going to talk about some COVID numbers as well as some other information. Well, welcome. Friday. Yay! Andy.
Good morning to you, and happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. So yeah, in regards to COVID numbers, we actually went on the site today and found that there's going to be some good news.
Yeah. So with the county, and mentioned before, they are under the state program where it's now a color-coded tiered system. And what we saw this morning in the reporting, as you see up there, is we went to, I'll call it the yellow or gold color. That's now the moderate tier 3.
Right.
We were informed that this was like the last week of the red color, and based on their numbers, they would be going to the gold color as of next week. If you see up there, it says current tier is still the red tier.
Oh yeah, it does still say that.
But I think the reason why they've gone that is that the expectation is next week, if the numbers stay where they're at today and tomorrow and over the weekend, they will then drop down into the moderate tier. So that's really good news.
That is great.
What that does is allow some additional opening up in the private sector with regards to retail and commercial. I think they can include maybe a little bit higher percentage of people that can go into the operations. So that's kind of nice.
No, and that's good. I mean, it's always nice to know that things are moving in the right direction, in a positive direction, so that'll help all of our residents to be able to do some additional things.
Exactly. The positivity rate there at 3.1% is really, really good, and that's we've seen that steady decline since July when it was really high. So they do focus a lot on that left-hand column, that 3.6. That's those cases of 100,000. So again, if we stay at 3.6 next week, I think you'll see us move into that moderate level, so that's really good news. Unfortunately, yesterday it was reported that we had 6 additional deaths in Orange County, but one of the things that I noted in here, which I think is, again, balancing this good news, is that there's only 42 ICU cases right now. And if you remember when we used to talk 70, 90, even in the hundreds.
Yeah.
So having that low a number in the ICU is great for a couple of reasons. One, it seems like the cases are lowering. And secondly, obviously the capacity we know our hospitals in Orange County have, that assures that residents, if they do have it and they need that care, they're going to get it in Orange County. So that's really good.
Right, and unfortunately the number 6 that we're seeing is most likely folks who have been on the respirators for quite some time. I mean, 30 to 45 days.
That's true.
So
that's true.
That's if you get to that point, you just don't know how you're going to get off that respirator. And again, usually it's people who have some sort of comorbidity. So got to still be careful.
Exactly.
Still be careful, especially for within that age range.
Right, and we did note that we had one more case in Laguna Woods. Again,
Okay.
the community of Laguna Woods, not necessarily in the village, and our deaths are still at 5, so that's good. But one more case, so now we're back up to 50. We were at 50, if you recall, at one point in time, and then they did a recalculation, went down to 49, stayed at 49 for about 3 weeks.
Right.
And now we have one more case, so
well,
we're at 50. But that's still...
That's low.
Probably in the, I think there's only 2 or 3 other communities in all of Orange County that are as low as we are, so that's really good news.
Yeah, and most of our folks that, supervisor and assemblywomen, they come on and they're like, wow, our numbers are really low. So, and they're keeping a good eye on it too. So, all right, great. Well, what else do you have?
Well, one of the things that we've been working on in the last couple of weeks, and I also mentioned that we met with some of the residents, is that we are evaluating and moving forward, trying to open up some more outdoor activities. One of the areas is in the pool areas, so we're evaluating that, especially pool 4, where we know we're already operational there, but we want to expand the hours there. One of the challenges is getting enough lifeguards so that we can operate that. So we've been working with the lifeguard company to contractually get more people there, because obviously we have to have lifeguards there for the safety and protection of everybody.
Right.
So that's one of the things we're evaluating, and also evaluating, looking at pool 1, adding additional capacity to our system. The other thing that we're looking at is additional outdoor classes. And finally, the big one that we're working on, and when I say working on it, it's just getting all of the details put in place, and including some fencing, is that we're going to take some of our gym equipment and put it outside under cover, but outside, so that we can increase the activity, i.e. open the gym up in a way that people can come down and use the gym in a secure place, the equipment's secured, and that way we're still outside, which is a better environment, but they'll be able to get back to exercise programs there at some of the gym equipment over by Clubhouse 1.
Oh, okay, great. I was just going to ask you that. So by Clubhouse 1, okay.
And then the last thing I wanted to mention is this recreation staff's looking at some additional, I'll say activities that aren't necessarily exercise, but fun and enjoyable for the community, such as some additional concerts that we can have, movies like we did, and maybe even potentially working to look at seeing if we can get a comedian could come in and do a show type of thing, where we would, again, we could do it by car, such a scenario with our microphone system and everything, so we'd have the social distancing that we need, but it would provide additional activities for our community.
Yeah, I know. You guys are working really hard. Recreation's coming up with all sorts of good stuff. So we'll keep everybody apprised of all those things, but thank you for being with us today.
Yeah.
You have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you.
All right. And later in our program, we will talk to you a little bit about some of the court hours and some of the things that are going on here. But stay tuned. After this break, we'll be back with Annie McCary.
Most real estate agents stick to the 3 Ps of marketing. They place it on the MLS, they put up a sign, and pray that it sells. Laguna Premier Realty takes a different approach to marketing your home. From professional and high-quality photos, to high-definition video, single property websites, and 3D virtual tours. We will make your property stand out and, most importantly, sell. So whether you are looking to list your current home or find your dream home in the Village, Laguna Premier Realty is here to help.
In a time of need, it's more important than ever to have caring professionals around you that exemplify kindness, compassion, and empathy. Alethea Home Care is a non-medical, family-owned company aiming to improve and maintain the quality of life for our clients and their families. We work hard to ensure your loved ones are safe and comfortable in a warm and familiar environment. Located right here in Laguna Woods, our services include companionship, light housekeeping, respite care, hospice support, transportation, and so much more. Spoil your loved ones with quality care and call today.
How are you making the most of your life, and do you apply that same devotion to planning your financial future? A train off its tracks goes nowhere. Having a financial plan that is consistent with your lifestyle will keep you on track through your retirement years.
Align Wealth Advisors specializes in creating a financial strategy that best fits your needs and your lifestyle, now and in the future.
Align Wealth Advisors. Life, wealth, balance.
It was just a get-together with friends. No big deal. Everybody felt fine. Now, I'm super sick. Everyone is sick. I just wish we had been more careful. It would have been easier than this. So wear a mask. Do what you can outside. Stay 6 feet apart. Because some things you just can't take back.
Do your part to lower the risk.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined live by Annie McCary, who is here to give us a Third Mutual special report. Well, welcome. It's been a while since we've had people in the studio, and we're doing our 6 feet. So.
Absolutely, and thank you for that.
You're welcome, of course, of course. Well, we've heard a lot about Third Mutual in the last few days, and you guys have a big challenge ahead of you. So let's talk a little bit about sort of what's going on.
Well, Lisa, there's a lot going on in Third Mutual, and residents are going to be hearing a lot more about it in the weeks to come. Mm-hmm. We are holding an online town hall meeting on Tuesday, September 29th at 1:30 p.m. to talk about an issue that affects us all. And I hope everyone can attend and ask questions, so you can look for today's email blast for more details about that event.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, and this is an issue that is personal for me, as it will be for all of you, I'm quite sure. For most of my life, I've been a nurse working in infectious disease and infection control, caring for people. I was also part of a hospital administration in infectious disease, and which required me to make rounds with the medical staff, with the physicians, the administrators, and also with staff. I also helped to develop policies and procedures to help keep staff, patients, as well as visitors very safe. Part of that was the education part. It's what hopefully I bring to the board. And all those years that I worked as a nurse, I really, really enjoyed my work. And it never occurred to me to retire because my work was my life. And then one day, my now husband, I noticed how happy and relaxed he was having been retired for so many years. And I thought, I can do this, I gotta do this. So then I embarked on the road to retirement. And so we retired here in Laguna Woods. So my husband and I have made this our home for almost 7 years now, and we just love it. I call the village my happy ever after home. You know, in the storybooks, we always, well, as a child, there was always at the end of the story where they lived happily ever after. And so I consider Laguna Woods as my place of being happy ever after.
I like that. I think that's great. So before we get into a little bit more about what you guys are dealing with, let's talk about how you became a Third Mutual board member. How'd they rope you in?
You know, there's a story for everything. And this is a very interesting story. I had no intention of becoming a director on Third. I didn't even know what a director was on Third Mutual. And one day I was volunteering down at Laguna Woods City Hall, and I noticed in the Globe there was an ad for a vacant seat to fill an empty board seat on Third Mutual. And I looked at it and I thought, I could do that. I could do that. I don't know what it is, but I could do it. So I did. I basically applied and I got elected.
Okay.
And so things have been really well, and apparently they're really well because later on I got elected as first vice president.
Wow.
And so I'm really, really in the trenches of being a director on Third Mutual right now.
Oh, I bet. And now you have this giant thing that you're having to do now, which, you know, actually is a good thing for a lot of people from what we're hearing. But you also want to mention how some of the things that are going on with Third Mutual. Tell me a little bit about how it got to this point.
So I would love to share with everybody what I know. Third Mutual put the ballot proposition out to the Third community so we could protect our service and our amenities here in Laguna Woods. The ballot proposition will restate our tangled mess of CC&Rs, our governing documents for people that are not familiar with the CC&Rs, and our bylaws so they can make more sense and will be easier to work with by modernizing them. The board will be able to work more effectively and efficiently. Restating the CC&Rs and bylaws in this case means starting fresh. With our attorney, we have consolidated, updated, and changed them for the better. And that has been a process that all of the board members have been working on intensely over the past couple of weeks, even months.
Right, and I heard that they went from thousands of pages to now only
over
like
20,000.
Yeah,
over 20,000.
107 now, something like that. Which, thank goodness, that's a lot of pages. So, changing the CC&Rs and bylaws, how is that actually going to help Third Mutual?
You know, that's a good question, and I'm glad you're asking that question too. As I understand it, because of the way the units in Third Mutual were built out years ago, one small tract of units at a time, each tract formed its own HOA, and each HOA established their own set of CC&Rs and bylaws as well. That resulted in a lot of convoluted documents that have to be sourced whenever we try and take any kind of action. So it's pretty labor intensive for board when we have to go through thousands and thousands of pages to get the information that we need. So we figured out, and we've discovered that it's really a mess that needs to be cleaned up.
Okay.
And so by making one set of Third Mutual CC&Rs that are clear and concise, we'll save staff time, get quicker approval from our attorney, Plus, we'll have a better control over our costs and our assessment fees.
Right, right. And so why is it so important for the Third Mutual to do the ballot proposition right now?
This is a really, really big issue, Lisa. And just a little bit of my history. I'm like 13th of 16 children in my family. And so we worked on a small farm in Selma, Alabama, where we know a thing or two about the weather. It seems to me like a perfect storm is brewing in Third Mutual.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the factors are lining up to raise our outside services and our operational costs. The biggest cost that is threatening Third Mutual's operational reserve and our assessment rate is real estate insurance coverage.
Right.
In order to afford insurance, over the coming years, we need all owners to vote yes on the ballot proposition, plain and simple.
Right. Well, I understand that the valuation of Laguna Woods Village has gone from $700 million to now $3.4 billion.
Yes.
And I'm jumping ahead a little bit because we're going to run out of time. So I want to make sure that you're able to clarify why this is such a big issue.
Okay. So what page are you on?
You just tell me about, why is it so important why are the insurance companies raising the valuations and possibly raising their prices?
Okay. So let me just, again, that's part of the perfect storm I was talking about.
Right.
Several things happened at once. And as you mentioned, our property valuation from $700 million to $3.4 billion, as you stated. We can be grateful, first of all, that our property has really appreciated, but in addition to that, our insurance premium has risen as well.
Right.
Insurance companies are also aware of our location, all the risk of wildfires, especially in areas that border the village on the north side, affecting our premiums. So the whole world right now is on lockdown and is more aware of what's going on within, not just in California, but in the world in terms of disasters, wildfires, and storms and things of that nature.
Right, right. Now I understand that ballots will be mailed to all eligible voters in the Third Mutual, and that is happening Friday, October 2nd. And then what is the cutoff time for them to vote?
You can vote anytime you get your ballot up until 4 p.m. on November 2nd.
Okay, great, great. That's perfect. And then 550, let's see, there was an interesting number that you said here, actually something we should be aware of, since there were a recent election in the village where 550 ballots were voided. Why were they voided?
Well, and that's a really good question, and it's something that we would really want to make our residents aware of. Those ballots were voided because they were not completed properly. Stuff like signing on the confidential page ballot versus signing on the envelope. And so when that happens, that vote has to be discarded.
Oh, man.
And another error that we want residents to be really aware of is the way you fill out the bubble. Instead of checking the yes or no box, it needs to be penciled in.
Oh, completely.
Completely.
Okay,
yes.
Perfect. And then will you explain how to do all of this in the town hall meeting next Tuesday?
In the town hall meeting that's coming up next Tuesday, there's going to be a lot more additional information. We're going to have our treasurer to explain some of the financial implications of what's going on with Third Mutual right now. And we're hoping that people send their questions in to us ahead of time so that we can clarify any questions that you may have.
Great, and let's go ahead and give them that email address. It's no mess, vote yes at lagunawoodsvillage.com, and then they could call 949-354-4199.
Yes, and all the directors are available for any questions that you may have.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. I know this was a lot of information. You did great. I appreciate you spending the time with us.
Thank you. Thank you. And everybody out there have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you. And we are closing out here, so we'll come back and we'll have a couple of little tidbits for you and the weather. Stay tuned.
get together with friends. No big deal. Everybody felt fine. Now, I'm super sick. Everyone is sick. I just wish we had been more careful. It would have been easier than this. So wear a mask. Do what you can outside. Stay 6 feet apart. Because some things you just can't take back.
Do your part to lower the risk.
At Harvard Eye, we're so happy to be open again to see you for all your medical and surgical eye care. We're taking great care to protect everyone from COVID-19 by seeing fewer patients, spacing out chairs in our lobby, sanitizing our office constantly, and doing much more. The world is changing a lot, but what hasn't changed is we're honored by your trust and confidence and committed to keeping you safe. We can't wait to see you.
Hearing aids require a lot of attention. Don't underestimate the problems earwax can cause. Come in and see inside your own ear canals to find out how much blockage you have. Debris like earwax can cause up to 45% reduction in amplification. Your hearing aids may be able to be significantly improved to help you hear conversations clearly with a simple office visit. Every day, patients say, "Oh my gosh, that sounds so much better." Stop in or call us today for a complimentary cleaning and ear inspection. Tell them Stuart sent you.
I wanted to tell you about the movie today before we close out. It's Viva Las Vegas, and I was going to break out in song, but decided not to. Today's movie, Viva Las Vegas, you can see it at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. And then, unfortunately, the distributor did not provide us a copy that has subtitles. So I apologize. There'll be no subtitles today for Viva Las Vegas. You can see it at 2 and 7 p.m. Have a great day in the Village. Have a great weekend. We will be back here again at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
How well are your hearing aids helping? Look at these recent results. No hearing aids, 36% understanding. Current hearing aids, 64% understanding. New hearing aids, 96% understanding. We never recommend a new hearing system unless we know there will be a substantial improvement. Many times, the current hearing aids you're wearing can be reprogrammed to sound like new. Call us today at Advanced Ear Care for a free understanding test and tell them Stuart sent you.
RadNet is the nation's largest outpatient medical imaging network, providing thousands of imaging procedures each day. RadNet has recently been asked by local hospitals to help provide outpatient imaging services for their patients, and RadNet is committed to supporting those needs. We are available to take your calls and schedule your appointments. To schedule an appointment online, visit myradiologyconnectportal.com or visit our website at radnet.com.
Tip, toss, take action. Don't give mosquitoes a fighting chance.